Hey there, I have Sennheiser's Momentum True Wireless 3 earbuds here, and I have to admit I was pretty excited to get my hands on these. The previous model was really good, but it did leave a little room for improvement, so I was curious to see how Sennheiser upgraded this third generation version and how it stacks up to other top noise canceling earbuds like Sony's WF-1000X Mark IV. Let's talk about that. Okay, for starters, these cost a little less, though they're still pretty pricey. The Momentum True Wireless 2, let's call them the MTW2 for short, listed for $300, but have been selling for $250 or less online. The MTW3 are $250 out of the gate, and I suspect we'll see them for closer to $200 in the not so distant future. They're also 16% smaller than the MTW2 and come in 3 color options. I have the graphite color here, which I think is pretty slick, but you can also pick them up in black or white. And there are links to all the products mentioned in this video in the description below. The design has changed. The MTW and MTW2 had a more rounded look, and these are more rectangularly shaped and share some of the same design elements as the step-down CX True Wireless and CX True Wireless Plus buds that Sennheiser released at more affordable price points last year. The charging case looks similar to this MTW2's case, but it is a bit more compact. It does offer wireless charging for those who want that feature. The other big design change is the addition of a rubberized fin to help keep the buds in your ears more securely. It's not a big wing like you'll find on Sennheiser's new Sport True Wireless earbuds or the Beats Fit Pro. It's more subtle, kind of a bump or ridge. I started with the default medium-sized fin, then moved on to the large fin. The buds stayed in my ears fine with both sizes, but I got a little more secure fit with the largest fin and used that when I was running and had no problem keeping the buds in my ears. They're IPX4 water resistant, so they're splash proof and survived just fine after I left them out in the rain for 15 minutes. Needless to say, you'll have to play around with the fins and tips to see what combination gets you the most comfortable fit with the tightest seal, but by making the buds a little smaller, they should fit a wider spectrum of ears. And while I can't tell you if they'll be a perfect fit for your ears, particularly if you have really small ears, I do like what Sennheiser has done with their design, and they are more compact than the CX True Wireless buds and the Sony WF-1000X Mark IV buds. In fact, for those of you who found that the otherwise excellent Sonys cause some discomfort, these might be a good alternative. I'll get into how they sound and perform in a minute, but first I'm going to give you a quick rundown of their key features. As noted, they have active noise canceling. It's the adaptive variety. You can't adjust the levels. And there's also a transparency mode. That's an awareness mode that lets sound in. It sounds pretty natural, but it isn't quite as natural sounding as what you get with the transparency mode on the AirPods Pro. You give a quick tap on the left bud to toggle between noise canceling and transparency. And the buds do have touch controls and they are quite responsive. There's also an anti-wind mode that's part of the noise canceling settings. However, as far as I can tell, you have to access that through the app along with the equalizer settings. You can customize the touch controls a bit, and it's worth mentioning the tap and hold gesture allows you to adjust volume up and down on the buds themselves. Also, you can use either bud solo, left or right, and leave one charging in the case if you want. Additionally, these have ear detection sensors, so if you remove a bud from your ear, your music pauses and it resumes when you put it back in. You can also have the buds shut down automatically after a set time interval if you leave them out of their case. That helps preserve battery life, which is fairly decent at around 7 hours at moderate volume levels. That's the same number as what you got from the MTW2's battery, so no changes there. These use Bluetooth 5.2, alas, at launch anyway. They don't have multi-point Bluetooth pairing, which will allow you to pair the buds with 2 devices at the same time, say a computer and your smartphone. But I was told that the feature will be added with a firmware upgrade in the future. That means that the chipset supports multi-point Bluetooth pairing, but the engineers are still working on the software to enable it and make it work reliably. That can be tricky with true wireless earbuds. The buds support both the AAC and aptX adaptive audio codecs. Many Android phones support aptX, and with the right setup, going with aptX for Bluetooth streaming may improve audio quality slightly. That said, I didn't notice a major difference going back and forth between an iPhone 13 Pro and a couple of Android phones using the Qobuz streaming service that does offer higher resolution streaming over aptX adaptive. So how exactly do these sound? Well, slightly better than the previous model, which was one of the best sounding true wireless earbuds when it was released in 2020. While this new version has seemingly similar 7mm drivers, the buds sounded slightly clearer and more accurate to my ears, and also played slightly louder. Out of the box, these have a slightly more balanced audiophile sound profile compared to the Sony WF-1000X Mark IV, which have a little more energy in the bass and are slightly warmer. Both have a pretty wide soundstage with relatively open, big sound. The Sennheisers offer a bit more clarity, and I end up using the sound check feature in the app to come up with a custom preset equalizer setting based on my listening taste. My sound profile ended up looking a little bit like the popular Happy Face profile, with the bass and treble boosted a bit and the mids toned down a tad. With that profile, the earbuds sounded a little more like the Sonys, and the bass came across as powerful yet well defined. The long and short of it is the MTW3 are tonally really pleasant to listen to with smooth yet lively sound and nice detail. They work well with a variety of music genres, and I didn't experience any listening fatigue even over longer listening sessions. I'll finish by talking about the noise canceling and voice calling performance. Sennheiser has made some improvements with the noise canceling, and from my test standing in front of a noisy HVAC unit in my apartment, the noise canceling appears to be right there with Sony's and Bose's. How well the noise canceling muffles sound does depend on how tight a seal you get with the included ear tips, but Sennheiser does appear to have upped its game in the noise canceling department. The same is true for voice calls. These have 3 microphones on each bud, and callers said they did a decent job reducing background noise when I was talking to them from the noisy streets of New York City. There was a little bit of a white noise generated, but they said they could hear my voice clearly when I spoke. So voice calling performance has improved significantly from the previous model.
Yeah, so there's a lot of cars going by, a fire truck just went by. I don't know if you can hear my voice clearly.
Yeah, I'm not.
Are supposed to be better than the Momentum 2 with they have an additional microphone.
Yeah, so I'm not really hearing very many noises in the background. I do hear a little bit of kind of a static or white noise, but I feel like the buds are doing a decent job of blocking out that distant noise. Still hear a couple of people chatting, but overall, not too bad.
All in all, except for the lack of multi-point Bluetooth pairing at launch, I don't really have anything major to complain about. I don't think you get a huge bump in sound quality from the CX True Wireless Plus buds that cost less, but the MTW3's design is sleeker and more compact and should fit more ears comfortably. These buds also work better as a headset for making calls, and the noise canceling is seemingly superior. As I said, they're pretty pricey, but they're an excellent set of earbuds for both iOS and Android users, and will hopefully improve a bit with firmware upgrades. I do think they face a lot of competition. There are now several premium buds in this price range, including the $200 Beats Fit Pro that sound impressive and perform well. And we could get new AirPods Pro with upgraded sound later this year, but as of this moment, they're definitely among my favorite new earbuds and are worthy of strong consideration, especially if you see their price tip a bit. But let me know what you think. Sound off in the comment section. And if you found this video informative at all, hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't already. I'm David Connor for Cnet. Thanks for watching.